Welcome to your mom's house.
McDonald's. Cheeseburgers.
McDonald's. Filet-O-Fish.
McDonald's. Chicken nuggets.
McDonald's. Fries.
Free McDonald's all the time. Free McDonald's all the time. Free McDonald's all the time.
You got a McDonald's, nigga?
Burgers.
Filet-O-Fish.
Burgers. Chicken nuggets. McDonald's. Cheeseburgers.
McDonald's. Filet-O-Fish. It's so good.
It's so good. Thanks, McDonald's.
Thank you, McDonald's. Is a Happy Meal for a boy or a girl?
Yeah, what's up with that? Why don't you pick your own pronoun?
And the nuggets. I love the nuggets. When's the last time you had a big one?
Many French fries.
Many French fries.
You got a McDonald's, nigga?
Burgers.
Filet-O-Fish.
Burgers.
Filet-O-Fish.
McDonald's. Go hardcore. If you're drunk, it's even better. How does $2.3 million sound? Burgers.
Filet-O-Fish.
Burgers.
I like these fries.
McDonald's. Cheeseburgers.
McDonald's. Filet-O-Fish.
Thanks, McDonald's. It's delicious.
Hey, I can't remember the last time I had a Filet-O-Fish, but it's fantastic.
Oh, fuck yeah. Amazing. Who made that?
So
Fart
good.
Simpson.
Fart Simpson.
Legendary.
Man, many French fries.
Now,
Yeah.
two questions. Do they still have a Filet-O-Fish? Because I go there a lot.
I don't know.
And we only get the French fries.
I haven't heard anyone talk about a filet of fish in a while.
Yeah. And the McRib is a seasonal item, and I haven't seen it.
Seasonal, and I don't know why they just didn't commit to making it a permanent item. McDonald's has such great McRibs. My father would get so excited for McRibs.
So would
I think he had like 8 a week when it was McRib
So
time.
good.
It's such a great sandwich. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can't call it a sandwich. I always feel like that's a misnomer. A sandwich.
It's also probably
It's
not
like-
rib meat. It's
Of
just,
course not.
just stuff.
It's compressed stuff with some killer sauce.
You ever find stuff and put barbecue sauce on it? That's our sandwich this week.
And the bread is so preserved.
Why would they limit something so popular? I
I
don't
have
understand.
no idea.
Because the nuggets were originally a test market thing. You know that?
I did not.
Yeah. So nuggets were like, just like, hey, we want to see if this works, you know, like when they test something out. And global demand was so like insane for it that they made it a permanent thing.
It worked.
But I would think that the McRib was the same kind of thing. I don't understand why you would limit it.
You know,
We want answers, McDonald's. And I know they're not going to reach out because we have our history with them. But
a very, very rich history with them.
yeah, but same thing as Morton's.
Oh, that was a disaster as well. That was
Jesus.
really scary that time.
And we got contacted by their CFO and was like, who the hell gave you guys this money? They were so mad.
Well, it wasn't even as much as McDonald's gave us.
Oh, my
McDonald's
God.
gave us 2.3 million. Morton's only gave us a couple thousand.
Yeah, and they were just like, paint the set. And we're like, okay.
And they were real heated. But then McDonald's made it up to me, remember? And
Yeah.
I got to do a
And
McDonald's
they
event.
Sponsored you for that event. Yeah.
The only paid spot, well, maybe one or two that I've ever done. One for McDonald's because I felt so passionately about them as a company, and still do.
Yeah.
And still do. Do you know that there's a pickle on the McRib? That's the one
Is
little
there?
onions. And I feel like it adds just
And I remember a little onion. There's pickles
there's
on it?
onions and just I think 1 or 2 pickles.
God, I'm really into pickles now. I want
Really?
them on everything. Yeah.
Dude, you're finally Eastern European.
I mean, I haven't say always. As an adult, I really grew into liking it. But now I'm like, if you make a sandwich or a burger, there's no pickles, I say, I don't play with you anymore.
Give me the beef.
Yeah.
What kind though? Do you like? Because I like the real sour.
Yeah, I like them to have some flavor to them. Yeah.
The tiny gherkins, the
They're good.
cornichons.
Cornichons are good. Cornichons, when you're doing a charcuterie, are necessary. Yeah.
I pound a jar of cornichons a week. A week. Do you like, well, what's the brand? Are you a Vlasic?
I don't know brands. I'm not
Oh,
there.
wow.
I'm
Well,
just
we'll
like,
get you there.
give me
you know,
some fucking
You know what
pickles,
pickle
man.
really slaps? Yeshua, your tribe, Israeli pickle.
Oh.
I ordered them on Amazon because I used to get them in the valley. I used to grow up to retarded. I used to live next door to a Jewish mart or whatever, Israeli
mart.
And you buy them it was a huge Jewish store. I don't know. It was on Newcastle and Ventura Boulevard.
so many there, you know?
So many Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they come in a tin and they look like little dicks, like little dog dicks. And they're so good and just sour. You get them on Amazon.
Dog dicks are.
They're sour. Have you tried a dog dick?
Yeah, I've had them before, of course.
You're kidding.
Of course I've had them.
Remember Dog Dick Afternoon?
Do I remember? I remember pitching that to every network in Los Angeles. Yeah.
You know, now you've got the power to make Dog Dick Afternoon.
Yeah, I think they would listen to the pitch more instead of cutting me off right away, being like, get the fuck out of our office.
Do you know that you really could pitch that now? Like, people would probably take you very seriously if you went to Netflix. You're like, Ted, listen, I've got this idea. Wait, what was the pitch? I forget. I just like the title a lot. Dog Dick Afternoon.
I mean, it was that our host takes different dogs on walks and then jerks them off.
and you get to see what it's like for each different type of dog.
Yeah, how they behave and whether they let it happen.
That's a strange pitch.
It's a strange pitch. It never went well.
Yeah.
I don't know that my current status as a comedian would really change that. I think the pitch might go the same, maybe worse.
Maybe worse.
Yeah.
Well,
let's get the show started.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking about Dog Dick Afternoon.
Yeah, I know.
That's a pitch we created before we had kids, clearly.
Okay, here we go.
That was a dark one. Yeah.
Well, it's time to go to church. Meet new people. And then off to the Silver Fox for booze, partying, dancing, good music, and the stripper.
This shit is big time.
Who is Randy?
Don't bring anyone mother into this.
Your mom in the fucking stand.
That's a cool Sunday.
Welcome to your mom's house.
That is a cool
With
song.
Tom
Church
Segura.
first.
Church first.
And
Christina Pajitsin.
welcome to your mom's house.
Mommy goes to church on Sunday night, goes with strippers.
It's time to go to church.
That's cool.
It is cool, but a lot of people are like that.
Yeah.
That's why they go to church, so they can do awful stuff.
Well, yeah.
And they feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
That's why there's always these preachers that hate gays and then they're blowing dudes.
This is a
and
different.
stuff.
This is a little different though. This is like I do the right thing. I go to church. Good for my soul, but I have my vices. Most people don't make videos about it.
No.
That's what makes it cool.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I would keep that a secret. I would keep it, especially like strippers and stuff. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I would be ashamed of it.
Yeah.
It's like going to Hooters. I don't think you want to tell people you go. You just kind of go, right?
Right. Well, he's past the shame age, I think. He's just like, fuck it. It's not going to be real different from here.
Yeah. Well, he bleaches his hair. His hair looks really good.
You got to embrace who you are at a certain age.
Oh, of
So
course.
I respect it. You know,
Of course.
honest guy.
He's honest. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
I like him.
Dog Dick Afternoon.
I like a guy who tells it how it is.
Tells it how it is.
Yeah.
So you and I, sorry, I got to take this. This is my kid. So you've had quite a whirlwind, as they say, like 36 hours.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the audience what you've been up to?
So I went to Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, for their comedy festival. I think it's their first one.
Yeah, they don't
And-
allow comedy in the Middle East.
No,
do they?
they do. What they did was they did a week. They did 1 week and they did about a show a night. There was Aziz did it, Schultz did it, Chappelle, Maz Jobrani was there.
Not a lot of women on that lineup. I don't think they're allowed to speak in public.
No,
are
they
they?
didn't want any broads there, but like,
to wear a burqa?
So they had the week, I think, for the festival.
Okay.
So it came in and they were, it was a good offer. And then I remember that it included my airfare and hotel, but like not airfare for the rest of whoever you want to bring, right? So I was like, okay. I accepted it, and I thought I was in business on Etihad, which is a really nice airline, and business is like phenomenal. So I bought business class tickets for my whole crew to travel because, you're like, this is a long ass flight. But they had actually the festival got me a first class ticket. Ooh. And if you look at first class on Etihad, it's fucking crazy. It is crazy. So we get on this. I mean, it's like for such a quick trip, that flight is a huge chunk of what you're doing. You're just flying.
Oh my God,
right?
dude, look at that.
Yeah, it's the eighth. So you have that. You see that second photo there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's like it's like a little apartment. Basically.
Dude, that was like my first apartment in San Francisco.
Where the guy's sitting, if he reaches down to the right there, that's a refrigerator that's stocked.
Wow.
It has like drinks. There's a vanity cabinet there. There's storage, and then the beige part you see in the bottom there, they press a button and that turns into a bed, and then they come and do it.
And does a lady come and
Yeah. But
touch your stuff?
they also provide, crazy menu. I mean, there's a chef on board.
What?
Yeah.
What did you eat?
Oh my God. So I'm up there. So, and what's funny is at the end, it's a double decker. It's an A380.
Jesus.
So we're up top, and as I'm going to the bathroom the first time, I look down the stairs, and all these like pores are like boarding, and they look up and they're like, look, and then we all just look down. And we're like, ugh. So
Jesus.
I go to the bathroom, and the bathroom is huge, right? And they'd given us this like leather attaché that had Armani pajamas,
Jesus,
slippers, a little pouch that had like skincare products, sleep mask, all kinds of stuff. So you're like, holy cow. So I change right away because I've done these international flights, and I know that the pajamas are the move. You want to
if you can do it.
Get out of your clothes and get into pajamas.
Absolutely. You just change in the bathroom.
Yeah, right away.
I've done it.
Before we even, we're still boarding the flight. You just change right away. Mm-hmm. They have a closet, so I put my stuff in a closet there.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then I sit down and I'm waiting, and then I see Chris Tucker board, right? Because, he's another one who's on the festival. He had in that first class, there's another thing called the Residence. So if you put in Etihad first class, the Residence, yeah. So it has a bedroom in it.
What?
And so I walked over to his, and I go, what the fuck? And he goes, I paid more, man.
Wow.
I paid more. So he had a full he had the same setup as we do, private bathroom, private shower, private bedroom.
Shower. I was going to ask you about the toilet. I feel like you deserved your own toilet.
Well, there's two huge ones up there I think there's only 10 people in first class. Okay. And there's 2 full bathrooms in there. So we're on the flight, and as the lady is doing, what would you like to drink? Have you thought about what you want to eat? She says, can I book you a shower?
What?
While you're on here? And I go, no, I'm good. And then I kind of stop and I go,
how?
I go, should I? And she goes, have you ever showered on a plane before? And I go, no. She goes, maybe you should try the experience. And I go, oh, okay. I go, yeah, I guess book me. So what we do is you book your slot, and then you have half an hour dedicated for that bathroom. And so what I did was I booked it for closer to arrival. So I was like,
Smart.
I'll sleep, eat. So then by the way,
take your shit.
I have to tell you, I have to make sure I tell you about the shower in a little bit. So I'm really tired. This is like 3 or 4 days where I know I'm not getting enough sleep. Like at home, I'm going to things. Then I have to get on a flight to go to New York so that I'm not, as my insurance for this flight. And I arrive late. I get up early. I know I'm dragging. And the more exhausted I am, the more I'm going to fall into like a super deep slumber, and I know I'm going to snore in any time. So this plane has a lounge between first and business class where it's a round leather seats with a table, and then the attendants will serve you there. So at one point
It's wild. I can't even imagine
I know.
how many can they, sorry to interrupt, but how many units can they have like this? It takes up a ton of space.
Well, so there's 11, I think, first class seats.
Jeez.
There's 70 business class seats.
Okay.
70.
Wow.
That's full beds too.
Yeah. Wow.
And then downstairs there's 405 seats.
What?
Yeah. And that's basic and basic plus. Yeah.
So there's a lounge. Sorry. So you guys
Yeah.
meet in the lounge.
Oh yeah, you see that circular.
Yes. This has been. I've never even
I know,
seen anything
it's
like
really
this in my
crazy.
life.
So I get up and I can tell I've fallen. I knew I was sleeping real crazy. Okay. Like I wake up and I've been asleep for 3 hours, but I feel, I'm like, I get up and I'm like, ugh, I could feel it in my throat and my head that it was like, it wasn't nice sleep. It was exhaustion sleep.
Yeah.
You know? And I kind of gather myself. I walk over to that lounge and my friends are there. And they're like, hey, did you sleep? And I go, yeah. And the flight attendant goes, she goes, I think they heard you in the back of the plane.
Oh.
And I was like, what? I was like, I didn't snore. And she goes, so I must have ripped so hard that everybody in that section was like,
You ruined first class.
yeah, I ruined it.
You
'cause
ruined
there's-
Chris Tucker's.
It's not covered, you know?
You ruined Chris Tucker's suite.
I was just like, oh. What's up, guys? Friday, August 9th, I will be in Ottawa. Saturday, August 10th in Halifax. Friday, August 23rd in Spokane, Washington. And Saturday, August 24th in Calgary for 2 shows on that night. Jessica Curson and Bobby Lee will be coming with me. Woo! Tickets and all info are at tomsegura.com/tour. What's up, guys? The store is full of some hot, new, fresh products. Go to store.ymhstudios.com to see what we've got.
You've been ruining my life too. I mean,
I know.
I've had to go sleep in the kids' room. I sleep with Julian because I'm just miserable.
They, you know,
God.
they brought us drinks. They brought us snacks. I had lamb shank.
Ugh, I hate lamb.
It was amazing.
You like
it was
lamb shank?
amazing. It was amazing.
It's very
Burrata.
gamey. Yeah.
A burrata
That's
salad
nice.
with fresh tomatoes.
That's from Italy. That's not Middle Eastern.
Caviar. I had Bordeaux, this great Bordeaux.
Oh my gosh.
I had an omelet when it was breakfast. It was all incredible. It was really incredible. The service was impeccable. Everything was just amazing. And we get there. We get off, and this airport's also like state of the art,
Like
incredible.
gold.
Yeah, and there was hardly any people there. We were like, what is happening? No, it's just time of year. It's the fact that we're getting in summer now. So in summer,
right.
people start leaving the desert, you know?
Sure.
So, and then if you go next month, it'll be even less people.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go hotel, relax. You know, it's kind of an acclimate day because we arrive at 11:30 in the morning. Everybody's kind of dragging. Don't do much. And then, you know, we have a meal, whatever. The next day at 9:45, they pick us up and they take us to Yas Marina Circuit, which is the F1 track in Abu Dhabi. That's where they do the F1 there. And I was like, oh, we're going to drive. At first they told us we're going to drive like sports cars, like exotic cars. I was like, oh, great. So fun. I'd love to do this. And then we get there and they're like, oh no, we pulled out Formula 3 cars for you. So that's like basically a dialed down F1 car, right? So like F1 is like the top. Formula 3 is the same kind of structure of the car, less power obviously, but the same type of experience. It was so much fun. So we all, and they were like, okay, here's the tutorial. Here's how you start the car. Here's how you do it. Obviously it's a single seater. So, you know, just don't try to push your limits. And yeah, you know, if you feel scared, just slow down. Everybody's like, okay. They're like, yeah. So
They don't care.
no, they were just like, don't crash.
die.
That would really suck if you crash.
Yeah.
These are expensive and that would suck. Anyway, any questions? And everybody was like, no, yeah. So we were
There
like
he
in
is.
those, you know,
That's wild.
like it was really, really so much
Did
fun.
you lay down? Like, do you lean back kind of the way?
Yeah, you're kind of lean back and
Ricardo told
your
us
legs are straight forward. Yeah. So
How fast did you go?
I got that thing up to the fastest I hit in that was 206 kilometers. So I think that's around 130 miles an hour. Wow. not that crazy, but for your first time out in something like that, it was very, very fun.
It's crazy how much money they have
They have so much
in
money.
Babu Dabulina.
They have so. Now I was there
It's
so
wild.
fast. So that was that day that I'm in the race car is the same day of my show. So we do that. Then we went to the mall to walk around
The
we didn't
malls
have
are rad there.
Yeah, it was an incredible mall. Actually,
Holy
we didn't
man.
have time to do like more excursions because our show was also early, and then we went to the airport and flew back.
Right after you went, no, your plane took off at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
from
so but
Babu-
like the
Babu
show
Babu.
was at 6.
Crazy.
We are done at like I don't know 8 something. We go to the hotel, which is right there. We changed. I took a shower, changed clothes, and then we went to the airport.
It's amazing. You basically spend like 12 hours
In
there.
Abu Dhabi, yeah. So like if I were to do that again, I would want to do more days just so that I can see Dubai,
Yeah.
just so I can do a desert excursion. But I mean, the people there were so nice. Royals came to my show also.
Oh, Sheikh was it
That
the
was really,
Sharif?
I was so intimidated. I've never, yeah.
What
because
how do you meet a
So
a sheikh? Is it a sheikh, right? That's what they call them?
the men are, I think, sheikh. I don't think the females are. They want to present you with a plaque for performing here. And I said, okay, you ready to do it? I go, yeah. So we walk down the hallway. This is like in the back tunnels. And they have that, they have like the backdrop that you do photos in front of. And so it was like, oh, here's this person, that person. You hold the plaque photo. And then I was like, okay. And then I do see like a few women in the traditional, I don't know what it's called. Hijab, but it's very colorful. Like they're not
that's
like,
nice.
you see the whole time we were there, women were always in black and the men were the white ones. And these women had like a pink one, a purple one. And I was like, but I just noticed it from over there because there's a bunch of people over here. And this guy comes up and he goes, some of the royal family would like to meet you. And I go, okay. And by the way, one of our restrictions was you're not allowed to talk about the royal families on stage. So you can't talk about the royals and you can't talk about religion. And I was like, okay. Like that was fine. But then they're like, they'd like to meet you. And I was like, I don't know. You just kind of go, oh, okay. Like, am I in trouble? And there were 3 young women, beautiful women. And I was just like, I go, hello. And you could tell that I was nervous. I go, I'm sorry for anything that I said that wasn't nice. And they're like, no, we love and blah. And so we took photos. Normally you take photos like this.
Yeah.
I kept my hands right here. And I just went like, and then they walked away and I was like, who was that? And they're like, there's some of the king's daughters. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it was so intimidating.
That's so. Is there any protocol when you meet?
No one gave me anything, so I'll just be extra polite.
Were you allowed to shake hands, or is it rude
we didn't
in
shake
there?
hands.
Yeah, you just say hello.
Yeah,
and-
I just was like, hello.
Yeah, of course. I don't think you're allowed to.
I've enjoyed your country very much. Thank you for letting me stay here.
Yeah, you probably can't touch them.
Yeah,
That's really
so-
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, you came home. You were wrecked.
Fuck, man.
It was a crazy trip for you, mommy.
Yeah, that family, the family that runs shit there, they're worth like $350 billion.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
The amount of wealth
it's really extraordinary.
it is extraordinary.
Yeah.
And they're building that.
Apparently
Right? Aren't they doing that? And that's in Saudi,
That's Saudi, yeah.
not UAE.
The Lion City, yeah, that's Saudi.
Wow.
But like they have I guess the palace, we didn't see it, is the palace is supposed to be bigger than the Pentagon.
Wow.
It's fucking huge.
I know.
Yeah, I can't imagine what their day-to-day life is like.
No,
It's really
I can't either. It's so crazy. It's so
that's the
opulent.
pres-
I know. That's their palace. But even the malls are like ridiculously nice when you go
Yeah,
shopping
but like
in the
you
UAE.
need like an aerial shot, right? Like
It's gorgeous.
holy shit.
A lot of scratch.
That's really crazy.
Yeah, very pretty. They are
Yeah,
nice
that'd be
people.
cool.
And the food's delish. Very, very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that was a quick trip to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, it was cool. It was
Who
cool to
does
see that part of the world
Mm-hmm.
and learn a little bit about, I guess it's 6 families that are the Emirates, that they each have like ruling areas.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that. I know when I was there, they have pictures of the guys
Yeah, they have pictures
in the
of
hotels, and you're like,
Yeah.
who's that guy? And you're like, he runs this place.
Yeah, those are the Royals.
I'm
And
like,
it's like,
oh, dude.
just so you know.
Did you get to watch their TV? That's my favorite when I go to
Never
foreign
turned
countries.
on the TV.
Oh, I liked why I remember liking their soap operas. I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
And in Korea too, I liked watching their
They
TV.
did have a huge IKEA. I
Well,
will
that's
say that.
important. And but most importantly, did you visit McDonald's while you were there?
Did not.
Oh.
There was a Texas Roadhouse in the mall too, and we were all very excited about that.
I hope you ate
There's
there
Texas
every day.
Roadhouse here? Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was very exciting.
That's cool.
The mall was such a flex too. Like we were just
Oh.
killing an hour, and the Apple store had 50-foot windows, 50 feet high.
That's crazy, dude.
You know what I mean? Like from floor to ceiling, just glass, and you're like, Jesus! Like everything was, oh my God, like level.
Did the bidets? Did you use the old school bidet? They do old school.
Yes.
They don't do washlet.
I did, yeah. You wash out the cacao when you're done.
Yeah, I liked that. That's what I liked about the Middle East is there's bidets
Hot, too.
everywhere. Hot water, yeah.
Hot water.
Yeah.
That's how you wash cacao off.
Yeah, you can't do it cold.
No.
You kidding me?
No, it's very
Well,
impressive.
very exciting, Tommy.
Yeah,
and you
it
got
was
to
great.
shower on an airplane, which I can't even fathom how they carry the water, the weight of water on a plane.
Also,
It's crazy
yeah,
town.
there was
It's a lot.
The shower. I mean, it was a remarkable experience because I was laughing because I was like, you're on an airliner. You're like, I'm taking a shower.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
surreal.
Yeah.
It's not even possible.
Yeah, a huge,
How are you doing this?
huge, amazing, like props to Etihad for just that experience. It's an amazing experience.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
dude.
All right, let's see here.
You was a nigga, and what you didn't know, I am a sand nigga. Makes sense, right?
Oh, he's Christian.
Oh, that's cool.
He's got a cross around his neck.
It says "Cool Sand Guy." That's the name of this folder.
Yeah.
Okay, he works as a cashier at Taco Bell,
Oh, I love Taco Bell.
and he's in Minnesota, and he posts reels on Instagram.
Nice.
Shout out to is it Cameron? Cameron. Thanks for that, sir.
That was really nice. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a dental update I've been dying to share with you guys. It's been a minute. Yeah,
Wow.
play the music.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, of course. Everybody's on.
Yeah, tenderhooks, I know. So listen, dude. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been eating a lot of sour belts in the last 6 months. I was not 6 months with my cleaning. Okay, I let it lapse because I just had a root canal and I was over it. I don't want to go to the dentist for a minute. So I go to our dentist, I get a cleaning, and the same woman who does me does you.
Yeah.
So I ask her, I was like, hey, just let me know who's got cleaner teeth. Who does a better job of flossing and brushing, my husband or me? And she goes, actually, your husband is like really good. He's really, really good. And I go, oh, bullshit. You're just saying that to be nice. I want scores, like A+, A. And she's like, nope, he's an A. And I'm like, what about me? Am I an A+? And she's like, well, I say you're an A, except, are you ready for this?
Yes.
I'm so upset. You have 3 cavities. I'm so disappointed in myself as it does feel like a personal failure. I'm so fucking mad.
Yeah.
But she said it was because I have old fillings. These are like old ass Russian fillings that my doctor in LA did when I was like, you know what I mean, 20 and broke.
Yeah.
And they do it for fucking cash money and there's no air conditioning in Santa Monica. Like that's how I had these done. And so she had to replace them. And but here's the good news is she's like, do you want to do nitrous oxide? And I'd never done it before.
Yeah, you texted me.
Because I'm such a tough guy. You
Yeah.
know, I'm like, this is for pussies. Why do I
Yeah.
need any kind of nothing? I can handle it. And then I says to myself, self, why not enjoy the nitrous?
Yeah.
Give yourself a fucking break. When are you going to start enjoying your life, Pajitsky?
Yeah.
You're almost 50. Relax.
Yeah.
Get high.
Try it.
So I got super weird on this nitrous and I had so many downloads. Like no one tells you this, but you really get some important information when you're on nitrous. So if you're at the dentist and you're getting your fillings done, get the nitrous, but bring a pen and a paper because you're going to have all kinds of realizations and stuff. It was pretty deep, bro. It was good.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm going to get high every time now.
You should always do it.
There's no reason. Or just even take a Xanax before you have these things done to you.
Yeah.
It's just like, why suffer? I've been suffering. Did you know that, Annie, that you can make yourself comfortable while you do awful things? Like, you can be nice to yourself.
You can? Like when you do what?
Like when you get fillings, you can get the nitrous instead of being a tough guy and like white knuckling stuff.
Yeah, but like,
See?
Are you going to feel good about yourself after?
That's my problem too.
know?
Yeah.
You're going to what, flog yourself for having done it?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
It's just like you could have manned up, you know?
Yep.
Do you need that? Do you need the nitrous?
What?
Really?
Because
it's not as cool of an experience.
It's a way cooler if you have nitrous.
I know, but there's videos of Hungarians, if you Google it,
Yeah.
pulling out their teeth with pliers.
Yeah, after they did vodka though. They drank a bunch
Right.
of
You just
vodka.
drink some vodka and you pull your teeth out. That's the norm for me. So I was like,
That's real man shit.
right.
That's
That's
real
gay.
man shit.
I don't like
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
It's gay and it's retarded.
Yeah.
But I had a really good time. But the problem with the nitrous is, I mean, I don't know if you've done it in college where you used to get it and you put it in crackers. Did you do nitrous in college?
I did it a long time ago, yeah.
It kills so many brain cells.
That's
I was
fine.
brain dead for like the next day or two, but well worth it because I was
Yeah.
high for like an hour and a half on that stuff. It was really cool. Anyway, I'm disappointed in myself. I feel like a fucking failure that I got 3 cavities. And,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
well, can you give me some words of encouragement? Like, you're not
No,
a
it just
failure.
happened. You're not. It's just
help
this,
me out.
This happens in life. You can also be somebody who has great dental care and you have, enamel naturally strips away or it kind of fades away with life and products you drink and eat. And
Yeah.
everybody's teeth rot. Every single person.
Everybody rots.
Yeah.
And also, she told me, because she's like, what kind of toothpaste are you using? And I'm like, I like the peroxide, like
Yeah.
strip it, like really burns.
Yeah.
And she's like, you got to stop doing that.
Yeah, that's why I have that prescription one. Because it strips shit. That shit strips it away. Yeah.
She's like, you're stripping, you're like ripping, you're burning your enamel.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
are.
it feels good, feels
Yeah.
clean. That's
I
why I
know.
like it.
Yeah, I'm talking about, you feel me? I mean,
By the way, so I've been wanting to show you this. So Pauly Shore was on First Date.
Yeah.
And
you know what I mean?
he's a big, I meaner.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
So we have a supercut of him.
Oh,
It's so
fantastic.
great.
You know what I mean?
So here we go.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? 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 Yeah. You know what I mean? 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 Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
She's like, I do.
I
so
do.
sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet Lauren Compton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great
You know what I'm
rap.
saying? You know what I mean? No, the hell we don't. You ain't say anything yet.
Man, he really drops those a lot. I didn't realize it.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean, man?
And it's interesting. We don't really have white people.
In the crowd.
Yeah.
But he's a leader in that field. Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying was Insane Clown Posse. They were the first white guys really to drop.
Well, I mean, other people
we?
say it. Yeah, no, other people say it, but I'm saying this is a lane.
This is
It's
a
like the
whole thing.
beach LA vibe dude who's like, you know what I mean, man? Like, that's him. It's different than, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's a different.
Right.
Yeah.
He's speaking Cali vibes. It's Cali, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So much
That's a totally different one.
Hey, I've got this great email.
I got a 2001 Chevrolet Suburban, you know what I'm saying?
I got its email that came in for you, Tom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Hitlers. I'm a 27-year-old dude, and I've been eating boogers my whole life.
Fuck.
If a bathroom or napkins are around, I'll use those instead. But in private and without those options, I just put them in my mouth.
Oh. I hate
It's
this.
quick, convenient, mess-free, and it really doesn't taste bad. Do you want to know what it tastes like, Tom?
No.
It kind of tastes like those tiny crumbs at the end of a bag of chips. He's not wrong. Now that I think about it, when I used to eat my boogers as a kid,
Shut up.
It can be crunchy at the
All
end.
right, we got to take a break.
I'm
and-
well groomed to work out. and would consider myself an honest 7 out of 10 on a good day. Nobody would look at me and assume I eat boogers, and I don't think it's a self-soothing thing. It's just something I do. P.S. The best tasting ones are the ones that are solid at the bottom and slide out of your nostril in one long blob. The ones you can kind of feel behind your eyes when they come out. Thanks. I'm gonna
We're
throw
gonna
up.
go take a dump. We'll be back in a little bit to talk about it.
We're back, and you can see her new special, Big Guy. It's on Netflix. Give it up for Rachel Feinstein, everybody.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
You're so funny. I'm so impressed. You know what I've really been getting into is your Uber rides where you overshare.
I did a lot of that this weekend.
So funny.
We were in Charlotte with my husband. I just kept making him tape me doing that. And he's like, sometimes I feel a little uncomfortable during these. And I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to. Everyone does.
You overshare in front of the driver or to the driver?
I get into an Uber and I just tell them, I just work through my childhood trauma.
It's so good.
And it is nothing infuriates my husband more than when I do it. He's holding the camera I can feel his love for me fading as I'm doing this, but it makes me laugh so much. But I'll just be like, I guess I've never felt seen by my father, you know? And sometimes they answer like a little bit.
Oh, they do? And
yeah,
like,
and then I've done some role play with them too. I'll be like, can you play my dad in this situation which was really crucial, where I really needed him?
This has got to be, this is the new place to go, is like people aren't doing enough bits on social media. You know what I mean?
It's so fun.
It's
By the
so
way,
funny.
There's a real supply and demand issue for my Uber oversharing. Like the views are pretty, they speak for themselves, but I can't stop doing it. I do it with Jessica sometimes and she really makes me laugh. We'll just go into businesses and like, we'll be like in a 7-Eleven, like about to go on at the cellar. And she'll be like, I think like what was hard for when my dad had his second marriage was that I just walked into the room and I was like, he's got this other family and they were kind of comfortable in a way that I could never feel with him. And it'll just be some guy selling her gum, just looking at her like, you dumb bitch. And it's so fun. Nothing makes me happier.
That's hilarious.
I wish I lived in New York so I could hang out with you and Jessica Curson. You guys make me laugh.
Nobody makes me laugh as much as she does.
Hilarious.
She's crazy.
She'll be like, whenever we talk to each other about being on the road forever, she'll be like, I can't do this anymore. I'm 70 years old. Like we always get older every time we talk to each other. I'm like, I am in the winter of my life. How long can I keep up this sham anymore?
The way that she's like, I'm like, yeah, I feel tired too. She's like, oh, do you want to die like I want to die? I'm like, I guess.
I like when she's like, I don't masturbate because I don't deserve pleasure.
When she talks to the wall, nothing makes me laugh.
That's
more.
my
It's
favorite.
It's what delights
Get the
me.
fuck out. Yeah, you're so great because you have great impressions. You can do your mother. And your husband's like a firefighter. Like he's a normal person, which is so endearing and so nice because you have like a life, you know what I mean? And it's so important, I think, as a comic to have a life so that you can report to the audience.
Yeah, he is like, and it's a whole world, like the FDNY, like all of it. So he is an emotional desert, but
are all of them?
Of course,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
But he's entertaining.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, like he just gets this life, and he doesn't give a shit because he likes his job.
Yeah.
So of all the guys, I used to do this when I was like dating. I'd be like, I like have some list in my head. I'm like, I need a guy that's like a producer, but he can't do what I do. I don't know, just some dumb twat like grocery list. Meanwhile, speaking of supply and demand, it's like there's not everybody's like swimming around looking for a female comic. I should be happy with what I get. Like that's not the top of most men's lists. But I'd be like, I want a guy that does that, but I can't do that. And then it just turned out to be a fireman in terms of my job because I used to date guys that, and like, they think it was cute for a month. And then they'd be like, this is infuriating and you're not available on Christmas. And he's not, he's working on Christmas and they love their jobs.
Oh, I didn't even think about that connection. Because that's what we've all done is you give up this normal schedule. You're like you just said, you don't do New Year's Eve with your family. You do travel over Thanksgiving. It's a lot of sacrifices to be made.
You get so used to it though too. Like
it doesn't
after a while
bother us
you're like,
anymore.
yeah, of course I'm not going to be around. Like,
yeah. Why would I be?
Well, like for like even saying like family of origin, like they'd be like, when are you coming? I'm like, no, I'm working.
No.
Like,
yes, they do get used to it.
Yeah.
Like my parents, my mom's very like, liberal and just kind of, she just likes it all, like, but his family, they're definitely pretty disgusted with me. A lot of them. Yeah.
Are they? Is he a New Yorker too?
He's a New Yorker. My mother-in-law, like, she is like frantic often if I'm on the road for like 2 days. By the way, he's at the firehouse like half the week. Like I'm home much more than he is. But I go away for like 2 days and she'll be like, what will he eat? Like, what will Peter have when he comes home? Like my mother-in-law thinks my husband is at home right now just banging a sweet potato on his forehead. Like he's too dumb to feed himself. So she's pretty disgusting.
Where's your
Like
mom
she
from?
thinks I'm a godless whore. My mother-in-law's Colombian.
Your mother-in-law's Colombian. Okay.
Yeah. And she like for my daughter's birthday, she just was cleaning the entire time, like during the birthday party.
Yeah.
And there was a comic over, this guy named Jessica, and he just started asking her to clean certain things. He's like, just want to get behind the couch and just hit the corner there. Because whenever she's over, she's just sort of cleaning and just muttering about what a deep pig I am.
Yeah.
Or
I'm a pig.
Yeah, I'm a
of
pig
course.
too. But I think most female comics are like, you kind of have to be.
I actually,
don't know.
when I was editing the special, I was screaming, "You pig," so much at myself. Like, because when I watch myself on stage, I'm like, for the love of God, shut up. Like, no one needs this, really. So I just kept screaming, "You pig, you're a little piglet," you know? And
Yeah.
and I was sitting with the editor, and he was like a lovely guy, Jason Katz, really sweet guy. And I call myself pig so much, I don't even realize how much I do it. And I was like making pig noises and stuff that at a certain point I thought like, oh, I'll call the special Vile Pig because I call myself.
That's so great. That's a great title.
I do.
Yes,
right?
But you mostly say deep pig, which I think is so funny. Deep pig, vile pig.
Even if you had just called it pig. Pig is great.
Pig is terrific,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
I
Rachel
definitely
Feinstein,
want to make my
Pig.
next special called Pig.
Yeah.
Or America's Favorite Pig, which I really think would be fun. At least like that's got to be a show, America's Favorite Pig.
That's so good.
Just in next week on America's Favorite Pig, and it's just like me with like a you do the math expression, like like just being caught mid pigging, just doing something foul.
God, that's so true. I was listening to music this morning and the lyrics were so eloquent and not vulgar. And I was like, what's that like? To not be vulgar, to be
Yes.
elegant, to be a lady. Like, it's just not for me in this lifetime, you know? And I've accepted that. And thank God my husband's, I think, accepted it. I don't know.
No, I
Are
think
you
I have.
okay?
Yeah, I'm here.
No,
But-
it took me a while. I used
Gosh.
to try to be a woman
A
or whatever
lady.
cocktail of things that I believed men wanted on my list. And
Yeah.
then you just give up and you're like, the jig is up. Everybody knows you're a foul beast. Like we used to do boxing with, it was like Keith Robinson, me, like Marina Franklin, a bunch of comedians. And we would go to this boxing coach. I know, I love Marina. She's so funny. So we would go to this boxing coach together. And while we boxed, we would just say, unspeakable things to each other. And Keith, whenever I was boxing, he would just sit there and insult me. He's like, you know what the thing is with Rachel? She's dumb. She's just plain dumb. Rachel runs dumb. He would just like trash me. And so we would scream stuff. And then at a certain point, Keith would pretend to sort of jerk off and like hurl it over to me. And I would kind of lap it up and be like, thanks,
Yeah. I'm all better now. Yeah.
Thanks. I'll give some to the rest of the team.
Yes.
And then one time the boxing coach came in with his brother who was like from his country. I can't remember where he's from, like Guyana or something. Anyway, the brother was like calmly observing like the course. you know?
Like,
And you could tell, like, he was just watching me. Like, he went home and, like, he hugged his wife a little tighter that day. Like, he was like, I have a lady at home. Like, I don't rub her knee enough. Like, he watched me just like, and I totally forgot. I was like mid-laughing, imagining hypothetical calm. I was like, thanks for the last load. And he was just like, I could see him. Yeah, like I feel like I make couples closer together. That's what I feel like.
It's beautiful.
well, you guys are donkeys, female comics.
Yeah.
You're donkeys.
Donkeys.
Donkeys is a great
Donkeys.
Yeah.
That's mine. You're pig and I'm a donkey.
Yeah.
Why donkey? Donkey's a fun word.
Yeah.
It's a fun word. I don't know.
It's such a good word.
But just, making noise.
Well, it's funny. So we had Duncan Trussell over this weekend with his lovely wife and children. And I was like, it's so important to have comics be your friends and have babies.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Because like I was like, you guys were so fun with the kids yesterday.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I'm like, that's such a good influence to have comics around your kids.
I still feel like that even when I became a mom, I was like, you know, I realized, first of all, that this bond my brothers had when they become parents, that I had no idea that I was like outside of this thing. But I really feel like I really need to be around comic moms and comic parents because I just say stuff that people would find is just jarring, and it's very satisfying to just be around other comic parents and have our kids play, and it's such a delightful like feeling when that actually can happen.
Literally our sons were sliding. I constructed a white trash water slide in our backyard. I just bought a big ass tarp on Amazon and we put it on the hill and we baby oiled it and put the hose and just invited the Trussels over like, hey kids.
It was awesome.
And that's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
Oh
my God. How did you think to do that?
I saw it on TikTok.
All her ideas are from TikTok.
Everything in the world is from TikTok.
I had a question in the lobby about something and they're like, no, that's whatever's like, oh, that's right. That's true. Yeah. And I was like, how did she know that guy? And they're like, no, it's TikTok.
It's TikTok.
That's great that you came up with that.
It was fun, and Duncan did it. And Eric, like, we all did it. And I was like, oh, it's just so liberating to, like you said, to be able to say things and, you know, and to be able to discipline your children. Like, you're going to die. Stop doing that. This will make dying happen. And
this will make dying happen.
Yeah.
It's a perfect thing to
and
say.
no one flinches.
Guys
Nobody's like, oh my God.
Boys especially don't fucking think about it.
Oh my
God.
God.
I went to Frankie's like school to do like open centers at her like preschool, and
It's torture, isn't it?
the boys were just they think they can also tell I'm such a mess when I go there. I always like leave a passport and like a fucking USB cord or something, and they're always like, what? I'm always, they can just, again, they can tell like, they're like, you're kind of gross. But but I was at her school and the boys just kept slamming into us. Like the girls were playing these lovely creative games in the kitchen and the boys were just slamming. I was like, is this the whole game? We just slam
They're
and that's
so
a wrap?
violent. They're violent by nature. Yeah.
It's fascinating to me.
They just hit each other with foam tubes. That's the fun. That's all it is. And putting
Now,
holes in
do
our
you
walls.
like wrestling? Because like, I'm not a wrestler. Like
I have to wrestle the
You
boys
have
because
to.
they demand it. They call it torture time. They go, it's torture time.
they call it torture time.
Torture time, yeah.
That's very funny that they call it torture.
And then they're just like, we're gonna fuck you up, you know? Yeah. And they jump on me like knees, elbows, and they start to like, they get close to breaking, you know, fingers and things. And then as soon as I grab them and like pin them down, they're like, hey, easy. I'm like, you almost broke my fucking finger, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are they funny? Are your kids both very funny?
They're very funny.
Yeah. Who was it? Johnny Pemberton left our house the other night and Ellis goes, rest in peace.
He says rest in peace. That's really, she's at 4, so she's just starting to say funny shit. It's very satisfying.
Cool.
I can't
He
wait
came in
for,
the other day.
Does he have regular bits? Like
No, they have bits, but like, you know, they love their iPad. Like any kid that has access to an iPad. So, but we regulate it, you know?
Yeah.
And so he had told her, and she was like, that's it, you know, you're done for the day. And he's like, come on, I could hear him in the other room, come on. And she's like, no. So he walks, he goes, hey, Dad. He goes, can you talk to your woman? Yeah. And I was like, what? He goes, talk to your woman. Tell her to give me a few more minutes. And I was like, no, buddy. I was like, my woman?
That is fucking hilarious.
What
He
do
said,
you-
can you talk to your woman?
Yeah.
Now, when he says something like that, can you ask him like where the origin, like,
You do, but you never get
They don't
really.
know.
Yeah, they don't
They don't know.
They just pick up stuff and yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting with Frankie now. She also says a lot of things. She reveals like already like just my bad habits.
Yeah.
You know, like she says whenever I give people an out because I just over apologize and I'm like a people pleaser. And now she goes around and whenever she talks to her friends, like when I visited school, she's like, do you want to come to my birthday party or no? And I'm like, oh, she always offers them or no. She'd be like,
Or no.
oh, you should come over sometime or no.
Here's
Like
your
the
out.
absolute
Yeah.
opposite thing I want to infuse in like a little
Sure.
girl. And she's like, or just, block me, whatever. Yeah.
If you don't think I'm cool, I understand.
Yeah, I get it.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I got to work harder on that. But yeah, she definitely reveals my like
For sure.
nonsense already. Like I definitely like see him like, ugh, I just see my own like foul impulses.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's gonna
our,
happen.
Our 5-year-old drops F-bombs, and I'm like,
So
it's
much.
definitely our fault. Like,
At least we teach them how to have fun. I do feel like that's a very, very
That's true.
crucial skill.
Learn
Yes.
to have fun. Yes.
Yeah. And the other day she doesn't want to brush her hair and she doesn't want to walk to school lately. So that's kind of like, it's a tough 20 minutes. And I told her, look, you can go to school. You can hate it. You can do all these different things during the day. They're going to infuriate you. I was just like, I told her, just make fun of it in your head.
that's a good one.
I was like, or just be silly with it. Like, just like joke around about it, you know?
That's really good.
That's a good
And I
advice.
heard her
one.
say it to herself, and it was like the first time I was like, okay, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to be funny about it. I'll just make fun of it, like in my head. Like I heard her kind of say the phrase I used, and it was very satisfying.
That's very cute.
Yeah, the one thing I like to do is like when they're like, school sucks. And I'm like, you're right. It does. It sucks. Like like instead of our parents being like, no, it doesn't. Like to be like, yeah, it does, but just do it anyway. Like, yeah, it sucks. But that's a lot apropos what you're saying of like, yeah.
Just tell the truth to them.
Just do it. And then let's make it not so terrible. That's a huge lesson. Gosh, I feel like I just learned how to do that like a decade ago.
I think that way that you talk, like, I've heard you talk about how you talk to your kids, like, normally and don't bullshit them.
Right.
I do really want to do that because I watch some of these parenting things like on Instagram and they don't fucking work. No. Like these weird long-winded paragraphs. Like, like one of the tips I saw on Instagram was like, oh, if your kid is throwing a wild tantrum, you just want to tell her you really wish and like mirror back what she wants. So I tried that with Frankie. I was like, you really wish you could go. And she's just like, yes, bitch. Like, that's what I want. And you have it. It's actually rude. Like, she's just like, yeah, I do. And it made it 10 times worse. Right. All those long-winded, like, it's just complete horseshit, right?
It is because they're not processing what you're saying because their brain is in a storm. You literally just have to wait. Yeah. And then be like, all right, what's up? We're not going to do it.
Fucking moron.
Yeah. Quit crying, you pussy. You fucking moron.
You're like, dude, come on, man. You can't say that. You fucking nervous bitch.
He called Tom a nervous bitch.
He called me a nervous bitch.
It's so funny, though.
So funny.
It's hard to not appreciate the writing immediately.
No, I grabbed my mouth. I was like... I didn't want to laugh too hard because I knew he would lock it in. I was like, oh, that's a good one. So I just was like, that's not a nice way to talk. He's like, fucking shithead. 5 years old.
Well, the problem, like, so the dichotomy of this kid is that he's like the sweetest.
Yeah, it is.
Mommy, I love you. I just want to snuggle and I love you, fucking bitch. I'll fucking kill you. And the next minute he's that guy. Yeah. And I'm like, is this a borderline? Like, what is he? Is he okay? Is he gonna be okay?
He's fine. He's a sensitive, sweet kid, and he doesn't.
That's Frankie. Absolutely same. I think it's pretty common because they don't have as much gray area or like language for it. But she's the same.
Any frustration, he just vocalizes and like he doesn't regulate his way through a frustration. It's just, he's frustrated and right away he's like, the fuck is this? And you're like, okay, like, it's okay.
The fuck is this?
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
Is a kid with like a middle-aged burden makes me laugh so much. Like, you've only had 4 years of this. Relax. Yeah. Frankie definitely has that attitude with me sometimes. Like, she's like, I can't deal with another goddamn. And I'm like, you dealt with shit, bitch, please. She also kind of works me. Like, she comes into my room in the middle of the night. Every night she comes in and let her in the bed. It's like this weird thing. We switch beds. Do you guys do this? It's like a lot of, and I go to her bed or he, and no one's, there's no, it's just, she knows she's coming and she cries all the way down the hallway. And then right before she stops, because she's like, and then she comes in, she's like cocky at that point.
Yeah.
And then she kind of like works me as she's getting in the bed. She'll be like, oh, that's cute. I'm like, it's like a black scrunchie on my wrist. Like, don't try to, but she tries to kind of compliment her way in. And then she gets in. Yeah. She'll be like, where'd you get that? I'm like, you don't know what stores are which. Like, yeah.
See, that's
they're master manipulators.
Yeah,
they learn.
Yes. And especially girls, because they can get into your soul immediately. Like, they're very clever because we don't have the power of physicality the way boys do. And I see it like in our nieces and people, like they just dial in and they get inside. But the boys are not that clever. They just like, they'll elbow your tit or they'll punch you or they'll use brute force more, which, I can kind of control more, but that element of a girl would make me nuts.
It's not easy. She's very emotionally manipulative, my daughter, already.
Yeah, they're so smart.
We had the because Duncan was there, so we got to do like he'll just with another comic they just pick up the bit right away. You don't have to explain it. Yeah. So I was saying stuff to both of my boys, and I was like, hey, and they weren't responding. And so I was like, oh, okay, so we're gonna do we're gonna get you that cochlear implant, and they're like, what? And then Duncan, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's in your brain. It's like brain surgery, and this way, like it just never leaves, and you can hear everything." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Well, we can set you guys to all go together. You have the surgery at the same time." And they're like, "We don't want brain surgery." And I was like, "But this way you'll hear." And they're like, "My hearing's excellent." I go, "Oh, it doesn't feel like it is because I keep talking to you and you're not responding." He goes, "I'm ignoring you." And I go, oh, you're ignoring me. Oh, okay. Well, do you want the surgery? He's like, no, I don't want surgery. I'm like, okay, well then respond to me when I talk to you.
Those kinds of skits with comics are my favorite thing in the whole world.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really fun.
What was it?
Keith used to do a thing where he would call somebody and then you ask him a bunch of questions about like a big night in their life. Like he would call like Billy Burr, like Billy would be like, so how was that at the garden? Like that's got to be a crazy feeling, right? You know, and then he waits for the comic to start talking about it and get comfortable. You know, like it was like if a room like that, and then they just all hang up. It just such deep dicks,
Yeah.
and I always fall for it. Like I
Yeah.
always start opening up my body language, and Keith will call me. It'll be like he'll have 3 people on the phone, like him and Dumb DeRosa will be on the phone or something, and he'll call me and I'll be like. So having an hour on Netflix, like is that like, do you think it's like a game changer or something? You know? And I'm like, well, sometimes I can wait. And then they're already gone. And I'm just there with my dumb fucking, I'm like, as a woman, you know, I'm like, my influences, like, yes, the Marx Brothers. My dad. I'm always in the middle of the dumbest sentence and they're just, they're gone. And
So
they're so happy. They're
So happy. Yeah. We got her to be sincere.
It's so funny though.
Have you seen this guy, by the way, who's at Red Lobster?
No, let me see.
He goes to Red Lobster.
Oh.
And he just gets head at Red Lobster. Isn't that cool?
It was like a box. Oh my stars.
Isn't that cool?
Why the Red Lobster?
His expression is ludicrous.
Sneaking into the mall.
Wait, is he giving? Yeah, that's not the time to give a middle finger.
Yeah.
It's the time for gratefulness. Grateful.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
what
just
a
like
prince.
he's just flexing on all of us, letting us know. You know.
Is. He's getting some. Yeah, that's really cool. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
Thanks. That was a really cool subject change from our children to a guy getting public blowjobs at Red Lobster in the mall. Perfect. Where did your brain go, dude?
I was just so excited to show it.
God.
Oh my God.
All right, here's another.
Look how moist.
Are you getting attacked
I
by
love her.
incubus and succubus spirits in
Yep,
the night?
sure am.
They're demonic spirits that come to defile you in the night.
That's true.
How do you get rid of them? Break agreement with them. Put up a hedge of protection around your bedroom. Get out your anointing oil and anoint your bed and say, in the name of Jesus, I command there will be no demonic visitation, no unclean,
Visitation's a
foul,
great
evil
word.
spirits, and I bind every incubus and succubus demon from attacking me, my spouse, in the night. Friends, speak out scriptures of peace. Say, I'm going to lie down and my sleep is going to be sweet. Bind the demonic realm and wake up refreshed and renewed.
So this woman does all these for anything, for any ailments.
She's
Like,
terrific.
if you have gum pain, I banish gum pain from your life. Jesus, take away your knee pain. Take away your rheumatoid arthritis. She
Yep.
does a different one every day. Yeah.
She is
So
tremendous.
sincere.
That
Yeah.
is marvelous.
Yeah.
These kind of women I do love. Like, and I'm
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
halfway in. Like,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
get
yeah.
a reading. I kind of love all of it. I had a friend that used to always be like, "You're in the middle of a miracle," you know, and but then I'd catch her saying it to other people.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
where he kind of believes they're in the middle of it? It kind of worked for me. She's like, "You're," and then we started doing a drunk thing where we just go to party. You're in the middle. You don't see it. Everybody else is the prices. You don't see. You're in the middle of a miracle right now. Just the guy that just goes from one person to the next.
like,
But I
"Oh."
kind of like this. Like I like
Yeah.
this kind of insanity.
I do too. It's like what people like tarot card readers or palm readers. You
I'll
know?
pay for that stuff too. Even
Sure.
though I kind of know it's complete horseshit.
of
Do you
course.
do you go to anything like that?
No,
ever?
I don't. But I enjoy it when it happens.
I've done it before. I've done it a couple of times.
I like it.
Do you
If this
believe
person
it?
was, the thing is, you go into it as like, this is some bullshit, and then as soon as they say something that you want to hear, you're like, this is pretty cool.
I know.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
It takes one compliment for me to be like,
Exactly.
she's like, you're gonna get a lot of phone calls. And I'm like, I'm such a fucking dumb bitch. Whatever. That's all it takes for me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I like a
Flattery.
reading. I had a
Any
friend.
flattery. Yeah,
anything.
you're like,
Sure. Yeah. I had a reading with my friend, and I just burped, and she does some sort of like wanding over the body, and she does like a clearing. And Pete came back from the firehouse, and I was just like laying on the couch, and he was just like, "Oh, for Christ's sake!" Like he got angry at both of us. He's like, "Not now! It's fucking ridiculous!" Like he was so disgusted. She did a clearing, and then she kind of stopped over my vag area.
Oh.
And then she was like, "Oh, it's a little clogged here." And I was like, "Clogged is such a disgusting word." I was like, "Oh wow, why?" And she said that in a past life, when I was a serf, that I was
Jesus.
surf. Yeah, but she cleared it right out for me, and
Oh,
I was
good.
good to go.
Oh, good.
All I had to do was
Thank
Venmo her
God.
like $60,
And then
we're
it cleared out.
Oh, thank
all
God.
set.
Would you
Wow.
be into like a group activity like this?
Go in for the kill.
It's primal play.
Aggression out of 4. Now tap into your aggression out of 7. 10.
Because I think this setting would make me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's too many people for me.
Yeah.
I need to hide out too much. Like they're all gonna linger around. They're gonna stay in.
And they're going to be like, let it go. Let it go. Whatever. You're not letting go enough, you know?
Yeah.
You got to really roar.
And
if
I
you're
also
gonna be
think
here.
I'm very in touch with my rage. This would make me angry.
Like,
You know what I
why?
mean?
Why
Like,
would it
don't
make you
force
angry?
me to get in touch with my rage. I'm
Yeah.
I'm there, dude. Like, it's always there. You don't need to put me in a fucking room full of idiots.
Yeah.
Tell
Do
me
you
to
have any
crawl.
background information about this?
Yeah, this is what is it? It's a tantric teacher who wrote the book Beyond the Cuddle, Beyond the Cuddle Party, and he's
Disgusting title.
one-on-one
There's
sex
There's
and
no way
relationship
that is it a
coach.
man?
Well, Monique Darling and Thomas
No.
Daly
Wow.
the second. Monique is the tantric teacher. Thomas Daly, or Major Tom, he is a one-on-one sex and relationship coach.
Okay.
He is also a facilitator who helps lead in retreats.
Facilitator is
Yeah.
disgusting. How
Yeah.
dare he? That's such a gross word. A facilitator.
tantric-
He's one of the leading voices in group primal play.
How many are there? 6.
Yeah.
I also hate the word tantric. I think that's disgusting.
gross, too.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
a
love
cuddle.
it when my beast or my primal gets to come out and play. I especially love it when it gets to play with majors. Come get primal with
Fuck
Major
right
and
off.
I on our next temple play party, April
Play
9th in
party. That's
Austin.
gross too.
That
Don't you
word
hate play?
is disgusting.
I hate it.
Any
Tantric
set up
play.
play. I also feel like those men like that, either just like wild. This is obviously, I'm not speaking about this man in particular, but either they're just like wild, or they're just as gay as the day is long. Like their worst nightmare would be to be inside a woman. Any man that's like planned cuddling. Oh, yeah, you don't want to be. What was that word with cuddling? What did they say? Cuddle. What did he say? Something.
Cuddle therapy? What is it, babe?
Oh,
Cuddle
it was
party?
It was especially disgusting, and I feel like it's worth looping.
Beyond the
backward.
Cuddle Party.
Beyond the cuddle. Like that is
Beyond,
not
yeah.
I don't feel like that's a collection of words that a straight guy reaches for.
Or you get a guy there who's like, he's like beyond, so he's like, oh, do I get to hit them? This seems pretty cool.
I had a friend that
Finally.
did that. He was really into spanking, and he would go to like conferences to spank, and just they lay across your lap, these girls, and he would just
Spank away.
go right to town on them. And I like when I was like living with this guy years ago. I had a friend come over and she taught me how to look at a man's like internet history. Like this was like I was in my 20s. I was like, she's like, here's what you do. She's very organized. Like she was like, how you spy on a man. She went and she explained it to me, and I looked through my boyfriend type's internet history. That's what we called it at the time, and it was like all spanking, right? And I was like, oh, no shit, he's never spanked me. So I just kept like, whenever we were hanging out, like just leaning over and making jokes about it, but I couldn't tell him how I knew. I'm like, oh, you want to punish me? You think it's my fucking naughty little idea to be a woman? And like, he was like, no, not at all.
So
not
he
my
never-
thing.
He wouldn't do
He was
it.
like, no, not into it. It's not my, and I just kept just re-looping around it. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, come on, what? It's not also of all the compulsions. It's weird to travel to spank, but that's
Yeah.
another. But that's like pretty normal. And then I found out years later that it was my friend who had been spending the night at our apartment and just Googling like spank porn.
So it wasn't your boyfriend at
It
all.
wasn't my boyfriend. And he was probably like,
So you're like, why do you feel so much shame about this? Just let it go.
And I just kept like putting my dumb butt in his face, like, come on, just get it over with. You know, like I'll like and he was just like, Yeah.
I don't want it.
And I didn't
God.
realize till like years after we broke up. My friend was like, I have something to tell you. And
Oh
that was
my
me all along.
God, that's
and I was
amazing.
like, also, how badly do you want to spank that you go over to your friend's house, you
Jesus.
crash on her couch a lot, and just you need to see a woman be brutalized.
Yeah, where is
that
he
bad.
jerking off in your house?
I believe he was jerking off in our home, Christina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like where? On your couch? When he was crashing?
I guess because it was
That's the
all
most
of his-
disturbing part of the
It
story.
is the most disturbing part.
I jerked off on a friend's
Okay.
couch before.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't
it was
that dicey territory?
It kind of was because I was staying at their place. It was a couple, and I would stay in the living room,
Oh,
and I would watch
Jesus.
porn on the television.
Oh my God.
And then one time she definitely was like coming out of the bedroom, and I was like, oh shit, and I could hear her stop, like, oh God, she must be like mortified right now. Yeah.
Wait, you were watching porn on the tele?
Yeah.
That's insane.
So-
That's reckless.
And I was
as
using the
shit.
keyboard to pull it up and everything, you
Oh
know.
my God.
And what was your thought process that they wouldn't come out, or like you were just
It
kind
was
of
just
banking
too
on it?
late, and that
And when they did, were you like
Well,
mortified?
he never
Any
did.
discussion?
She did. No, she did, and I was like, I think I brought it up to him, and he was like, oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Brought it up is
like,
great. How did that conversation
Like she wasn't thrilled or whatever. I don't know how much longer you can stay here. Yeah.
Brought it up is great. How do you two men bring up that conversation? Is the dumbest like that's
It
the
was
dumbest.
so dumb.
Oh.
It was Dumb and Dumber for sure. I was like, hey, did you say anything? Oh yeah, not happy.
All right, man.
Yeah. I wasn't jerking it. He's like, I don't know, whatever. I think she thought you were.
Could you imagine a woman doing that? I would never pull up porn on somebody's living room television.
I will say, whenever you find out about anything a guy does, and I'm always like, sometimes I'm a little more lenient with certain things, but then if you imagine a woman doing any of it, it's completely insane.
It's so weird.
Crazy.
Yeah, like
It's
a woman
insane.
just blasting herself.
To me, the blasting, but the putting the pornography on the family television is really amazing to me.
No, I mean, it wasn't well thought out for sure. No.
I mean, just even the visual of like on the train, like I've had just so many guys just beat off on the train to the point that I
course.
barely blink at it now. But just even imagining just one time, just some broad pulling her dumb pants and underwear down and just fingering herself and glaring. It's ludicrous. Like, if you tell any of these stories and you just
so
substitute it with a woman,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Never.
It's totally.
Yeah.
That means she's so mentally gone.
Well, yeah, because also even you describing that, it's you as a guy
Clinically
go, this is a
insane.
crazy bitch. Like,
Yeah.
you're not like, this is sexy. Yeah.
No.
No, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Some
should be
chick,
institutionalized.
just eyeing, looking at you. And you're like,
It's so
Right, you would assume she's
strange.
homeless and
yeah.
deranged.
Well, that's who does that.
Yeah.
A mentally ill, like high.
Yes,
woman.
homelish at best. Like that's a gray guarded situation.
Yeah.
It is not just like some sexual insane shit. It's also like, you're so much crazier than the
So
guy.
much crazier.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the guy beating off
Are
a train.
you see guys
is
just
tight
sitting
shit.
there beating off? Just sitting?
One time I saw a guy take his dick out on the train. It was like 2 a.m. I was exhausted. I was just exhausted by it, But there was a few other people on the train, and he took his dick off and started just.
Yeah, you see
And
it a
then
lot.
I said to him loudly, I was like, "Stop doing that," or like, "That's gross," or whatever. And other people on the train just kind of looked over, didn't care.
Yeah.
Then he gets off. I get off after him because it's my stop.
No.
And everybody looked at me like this was this weird sexual game the two of us play every night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it looks like I wanted it.
Yeah.
And I'm following him,
Yeah.
But I've had that happen a couple of times. I've had that happen where it's my stop. I've had a guy glaring at me once, kind of like drunk and glaring, trying to sort of swipe at me.
That
and
feels,
then he gets off at my stop.
See, in LA, it's cars. So when
Yeah.
we were in LA, a guy would jerk off in his car.
You'd
but
see
a
it.
subway, it's like you're right there. That person's right in front of you. That
Yeah.
seems.
I mean, you can get, the trains are kind of long, so you can kind of get, I scooted away, but it's not good.
I've
But yeah.
seen it on buses a lot too. And like in Hungary and Budapest, there's a guy jerking off there. And then one time in LA,
He's still there.
He's still there. He's still jerking off.
He's still doing it. Yeah.
And then in LA, the buses, there's always some guy jerking off on the bus. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Even if you think of like a guy,
God.
like a comic that'll like, you'll hear about a comic just like hitting on grossly young girls or whatever, if you even one time, like, what if I came here today and there was just like some kid with like a trapper keeper with me or something, just some like fucking guy named Jeremy with like a shoulder bag, like some even a 20-year-old,
or like Tanner,
that's
or
so
little
alarming.
baby Tanner.
A 20-year-old boy.
Yeah, if I had a 20-year-old boy with me when I came today,
Yeah.
that would be, everyone would know immediately. Like I was insane.
Yeah, you have real problems.
Like
real
deeply
problems.
deranged, like throbbing with mental illness.
Yeah. To the point we'd probably be like, we should probably reschedule this for another time.
I would think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Any language, this is funny, and this is what I wanted to show you this.
Du er så klam, altså. Du er så klam, altså. Der kom sovs med i buksen der, altså.
That's fun though.
Wait, is anybody? Can I ask the dumbest question?
Yeah.
I'm always the last of the party with these kind of things. Like I never know what's going on. And they're really farting.
Yeah, I think it's really farting.
It's really farting.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the bald guy.
Yeah, the bald guy, I think, is farting, yeah. Like ripping big,
It's
beefy farts, yeah.
amazing.
And his coworkers are dying. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But it just, it
That
translates everywhere.
Yeah, that was serious beef.
Yeah. That was a meaty
Jesus.
fart, yeah. That was a beer. He had beer, probably brats. Yeah.
So many bad decisions.
So many bad food decisions.
What
and then-
was he holding that he?
I don't know.
Let's see it again.
This is the least
The
important
top?
part of this video.
It's a calculator's phone.
He's delighted immediately.
Yeah, he's like,
Du er så klam, altså.
Do you think he was holding it for them? Like
Yeah.
it made him happy? Do
Der
you do
kom
that
sovs
too?
med i
I've done
buksen
that,
der,
sure,
altså.
yeah.
Every morning Tom does this. to me.
Really?
This is how we wake up. Yeah.
He's so happy. He's so happy that, like, he got them,
Yeah. I'm happy that he got them.
Yeah. It's fun.
That
He
was
will fart
awesome.
and then just be like, and say like a phrase that makes no sense. Just the most rancid fart. And he'll be like, that was because of before. Just every morning he'll do that. He'll be like, so you still want to do that? And should we have all, like, do you think it should be like a large party or just the four of us? And it's like, and it'll like gun me. Fucking beast.
I think you and I are married to the same dude.
Yeah.
We're both
I like
married
to do
to
the leg
dudes.
pump. So I lay on my back
no.
and I take my leg and I go like this. And then
That's so awful.
kick one straight up and do it. She's like, please don't
Rachel.
leg pump.
Rachel.
Wait, I can't even picture what you're talking about. Like a bicycle on
Yeah,
your
almost
back?
like a bike. But
kicks
yeah.
his leg. Like he
I go,
kicks.
like I feel like I'll do it like I'm stretching it out and then I go, and then she's like, please don't do the leg extension.
I don't like the leg kicks.
Yeah.
No, he beefs every morning at
No.
6 a.m. and
No.
it wakes us up. Yeah,
not
the
every
kids are in the
morning.
bed and everybody's like, ugh.
Did you start out with all that or did you come in pretty early with all
No,
of it?
Rachel, 1 month into dating, we're sitting on my couch and he puts my hand in his crotch and farts and he's in boxer shorts. And that was that. That was it.
Was that before or after you said I love you?
Oh, I was after, yeah. Had to have been. He
Gotta
had
lock
me.
her in first.
Yeah. What about you?
It wasn't 1 month.
It was like 3 months.
Yeah, maybe a few more months. Yeah.
He was pretty foul very soon. He just never cared. Like he was never trying to court me, never trying to get me. Same? Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like when we go back to the beginning of a relationship and I'm like, when I was doing this, were you thinking that? Like he's not thinking anything and he could give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like I think he thought I was a good hang, but there was no second thing running in his head. You know,
Right.
like he's never thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how it is.
Not as
generally.
many thoughts going on.
No.
Yeah.
No. He's just like, you know, like the first time we hung out, or the second or third time we hung out, like he showed up a half an hour late. You know, like 30
wow.
minutes late, you know, and didn't really think he had to say much about it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Tom's not that bad. No. Tom would never do that. Shit. No.
Yeah.
My
That's
favorite
bad.
though that because men and women are obviously like so different with this, but she's like, oh, I hung out with one of my friends and she's like, oh, how's his wife? And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, you didn't ask? And I'm like, no.
That's
She's like,
fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And I came home the other day from the road. Pete was with another fireman that he's very close with that lives in our neighborhood. They'd been together probably all day doing God knows what. I can't imagine how dumb their conversations were. These two fucking men sitting at my fucking table. Like just hours of talking.
Yeah.
I talked to him for 1 minute. I was like, we should have your wife over for dinner. You know, they live right near us in Queens. He goes, oh, we got divorced. Asked Pete about it later. Never told him, never mentioned it. By the way, Pete was standing in the kitchen and didn't say anything. I go, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Like, come over for dinner. Like, how are you feeling about it? He's like, oh, doing too well, actually. You know, it's like, I'm just like starting to go to therapy, just kind of let go of some of the feelings I had. Pete was bored, by the way, at that point.
He's like,
he just zooms out the back door. And I was like, did you ever follow up with him? Did you ever like check in? He's like, nah, probably should though, huh? But like, won't do it. Won't do it. Yeah. Like he doesn't know how to soothe my husband. Anything could happen in my life and he doesn't know what his line is supposed to be. Like,
I just had to tell him earlier. I was like, I got these cavities. I feel really bad about myself. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, tell me, like, help me.
That's exactly what I've had to do with my husband my whole life. Like, I've had to put his hand where it should go. I'm like, your hand should be in my lower back right now. Like, I'm puking. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I had a miscarriage and he got me a donut.
Right.
A donut.
Right.
Well, I get
Dunkin' Donut.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
No, Tom barbecued when I had a miscarriage. I was like, could you sit down with me? Why? I'm like, okay. Yeah, you barbecued.
Yeah, when I was going in to give birth, I was like, you're gonna have to try to soothe. Yeah, but barbecuing after a miscarriage is
during. He was barbecuing.
No, during the carriage, mid carriage.
Yeah, I was on the toilet and you were barbecuing.
I was like, you're in the bathroom. I want to leave you in, privacy.
Yeah. No. And then when I was delivering the first kid, he was eating a breakfast burrito.
They're so
in the
good.
delivery room.
From Fanny's in Redondo Beach.
Please tell me that you did it. That restaurant is not helpful to the story at all. You're like, oh, but I'll put it in perspective for you.
It's
He
so
really
good.
thinks about this burrito a lot. Like,
It's
that's
one
what he
of the
remembers
best.
about that day.
'Cause here's the
is
thing,
You did that
don't-
to be funny, right?
No,
not at
Rachel.
all.
You don't think
Rachel.
that Koreans would have the best breakfast burrito, but they really do.
I went to Korea. They do a very good
They have
breakfast
really
burritos.
good breakfast burritos. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in labor and he's eating. I'm like, put the fucking burrito down. I was
Yeah.
so mad at him.
So that was in no way you weren't trying to make her laugh.
No.
To bring a breakfast
He was
burrito
hungry.
to a delivery room. You pig.
Yeah.
You pig.
As I'm in labor.
Yes.
He was hungry. You know why, Rachel? He needs breakfast. Like, he wakes up so hungry, and I went into labor at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I was like,
Right.
dude,
So-
you're fucking my clock up here.
Yeah. So he was really, really hungry. I get that, right? So yeah, he left, got his burrito, came back, ate the burrito, and I'm in labor.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah, I'm
I ate
in
half the
labor.
burrito because somebody was fucking bitching about it. I didn't finish the burrito.
Yeah, some rag was on your case.
Jesus Christ. I was like, I guess I'll eat this later. Anyway, you want to give her a taste of what you
Go.
got?
You ready for my talks?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
here we
These are
go.
my curations.
Here we go.
Heard you bitches was looking for me.
These are Christina's curations.
Yeah.
So
The outliers
You
of
might
TikTok.
feel different feelings throughout, and that's normal. Okay.
Yeah, they're meant to be different. Oh, these are Disney adults. This is the first time she's seeing the Princess Castle.
Yeah, she's not 11.
I don't know if she is Downs. She looks a little.
She's not.
Oh,
she
she's
doesn't
not.
have Downs.
She's seen,
She's seen
the castle
for the first time. So she got really emotional. That's
feel that
apparently
way,
a thing
Rachel?
now is adults seeing the Disney.
We went to
the-
Disney.
Did
Go
you
ahead,
see? Did you
please
break
explain
down
this.
crying?
I did.
Yeah.
It brought up a lot of stuff for me.
Yeah, that's also I think an enormous red flag. If I were with a woman
Yeah.
and she was like, "There's the fucking castle," I'd be like,
Well, I mean, she's dumb. I mean, she's just as
Yeah.
dumb as the day is long.
"Dumb as
Yeah.
rocks for sure."
Really
Fucking
comes
box
down
of
to
sand.
that.
Yeah, you're walking around with idiot.
Good evening, TikTok. Happy Taco Tuesday.
All right.
Hope you had your tacos today.
I did.
Well, no tacos for me.
Oh.
So, hey, hope you had a super day at work, school, play, whatever you did. Hope
Thank
you were
you.
awesome. Well, it's time you got here to do some cardio. I'm going to
Okay.
try to do that 2.5 miles I do, 30, 45 minutes. I'm going to hit the trail. I'm going to walk to the school, back.
Okay.
and
Oh, to the school and back.
It's a lot of information.
Hey, have a great evening. Stay positive. Smile.
That was
Make it
jarring.
awesome.
That-
Whatever you do, just have a great evening this evening.
He doesn't know when to end it.
It's out to love. I'll call you shortly.
I'm not sure how to sign off.
Too hard.
And
Everybody have a super day.
Can I keep having a good day?
Great evening. Take care.
You just don't know what to say.
Love you, honey. Bye bye.
Oh, wait a minute. Because here's the deal. I've been tracking his progress. He's actually lost quite a bit of weight.
Good.
He started posting his cardio, his weightlifting. It's leg day, it's a back day, and he works out in his garage, and he tells you, hope you have a good day. So he's doing really well, but I don't know, is he under the impression that these are private videos?
So that's one of my favorite lanes of social media is the person who posts the video and you're like, I think this was supposed to be sent to somebody and they just upload it. They're like, yeah, how you doing? And you're like, who?
Yeah, it's just supposed to be like,
Yeah.
Because he's like, I love you. Like,
One
what?
for one person. And you're like, okay, have a great day. Are you talking to all of us or is this just for Sharon? Because
he does look better. He's looking
have a great evening this evening is this. Yeah, it's the dumbest How can you be finished with that? You're not finished with that video. Something in him was like, all set, got what I needed here.
Then you
no more takes
you realize like
necessary.
somebody like you realize when you watch things like this, you're like, oh, a savvy broadcasting personnel is a skill because this is like most people. Most people are like, I'm gonna walk, and they're like, hope you have a good day, and just I'll go to the school and back. You're like, what the fuck are you saying right now? Like just
like if I made that, like I mean, that's not. Yeah, you're not finished. But he was like, all set here. Get it out.
And then love you.
Love you.
Who is that?
Who?
That's so true, Tom, because like radio people and morning talk show people.
You think you can do it, right?
It's all nothing. They talk about nothing for an hour.
But like the
and
skill,
that's a skill. Yeah.
it's a real skill because most people who listen go, I could do that, are actually this guy.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, no, you can't do that.
This is a disaster.
Have a great evening. Take care.
Sign
Love
up.
you, honey. Bye-bye.
Love you, honey.
It's for one person. This whole fucking video is for one person.
Love you, honey.
And he uploaded it.
You could survive the LA County Jail. You could survive any fucking prison in the United States.
Do you agree with that?
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, bro. Bro, it's dark. The dungeon.
Now,
sure.
I have heard this before from other people that have been in county jail. That
Especially Twin Towers. He's talking about downtown.
that's
Twin
right.
Towers.
This is a notorious LA.
Really?
Oh,
It's
LA County Jail.
It's really grimy. Downtown, it's called Twin Towers. You pass it on the 110, and there's little slots. You can sometimes see people standing in there. It's completely overrun. So they had to, like the gym is now all bunks. It's just like, it's jam-packed, and it is really, really rough. Yeah.
Like what happens? People get killed there and stuff?
Yeah, there's
And,
fights.
like, a lot of-
So I had a friend who one time got a DUI. He's a Mexican dude, and he had made the silly choice to not just get tattoos, but to get like kind of gang style tattoos, even though he was not a gang member. So I was so done because he just was like, these are cool. Just like a typical dude is like, these are cool. So he gets them, he gets a DUI, he gets taken to Twin Towers downtown. They immediately are like, all right, are you, what set are you in? And instead of like explaining himself, he's like, I'm Soreño. So then they throw him in with hardcore gangbangers. And he's thinking he's getting to get drunk tank like thrown out. 2 weeks. He does 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Every time he tries to talk to a CO, they're like, shut the fuck up. And he's just like, and he goes the first day,
He's just asking for help. He's like, I'm feeling a little.
It's like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. And the first day he's there, he's in the gym because there's no room in cells. He gets walked to a bunk, and another inmate punches a female guard in the face.
Oof.
So there's a full riot. So he's there for a riot, like lockdown, face on the floor. It's just that absolutely, he didn't shit for the full 2 weeks. He said.
That's another big
Not
problem.
one
in
shit
county.
in 2 weeks.
What do you mean the problem with it?
So there's a toilet in the middle of the room of all the inmates, from what I've heard. A friend of mine
he was
in
in the bathroom. He was in the bathroom,
Oh,
but he
okay.
said, there's no privacy. So when you sit down, you can see out. And anytime somebody would walk in, he would just pull his pants up because he was so scared. So then he goes.
That's awful.
Then they transferred him. They transferred him from downtown to there's a county jail in the valley that they call the Hyatt because it's supposed to be how much nicer it is. Like you're going to the Hyatt.
That's so funny that's called the Hyatt. I wonder if there's like a mid-range one like the Howard Johnsons.
He said they were just like, he's like,
it's called the Hyatt is terrific.
He's like, we're playing cards. He's like, I take a huge shit. Like everything's super. And then they're like, oh, they're like, what are you doing here? You should have gotten out 2 weeks ago. He's like, yeah, I know. But you guys just kind of kept me in. So, but he said it was the most terrifying.
And he was probably never the same.
No,
after
I think
that.
he's definitely traumatized by that. Yeah.
He's unwell forever, kind of.
Forever. Yeah.
The Hyatt is terrific.
Yeah.
Oh my
Let's go to the Hyatt.
Well, my friend got a DUI and got put in LA County for like a night or two. And he said that he couldn't take a shit because they put like, a bunch of guys in a cell and there's a toilet in the cell. And like, you're just terrified. Who's going to take a shit?
That in itself is just insanity. Like in this day and age, at the Hyatt, they got to have some doors around the shitter.
The Hyatt's way better.
Please.
Yeah.
Hyatt's better.
Yeah, at
Full
the very
amenities.
least, like there shouldn't, even if you, I don't care what you've done to someone, you deserve just you deserve some kind of barrier between
Something.
you and where you're shitting.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, that's private time.
Can you answer these hard Disney trivia questions? Part 35.
After winning tons of Disney trivia, I'm here to share my knowledge every day. Here's the question, and comment with your answer. What is the name of the family dog in Honey, I Shrunk
Who
the
the
Kids?
fuck cares?
If you're confident with your answer, hit that like button after commenting. I'll like all of the right answers, share this with a friend to challenge them, and follow for more Disney trivia.
That's a grown
Imagine
man.
if that was the best thing that was going to happen in your day. When he said, I'll like all of your answers. They're like, oh, I wrote it and you liked it. Just take your own life. Like it's over. That's what he's like. And I got the like and I did it. Like
That's,
somebody's gifted by that.
That's Keith's fucking whole life right there is Disney trivia.
Yeah.
Right on the inside looking out, a little shout out to Dangerous Beauty and Gizmo for the suggestion on the Snow White Dopey. So stay tuned.
It's pretty
for
tight,
Goofy
right?
and Jack and Sally.
He made
coming
that
up
in
next.
jail.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is so I found this account where this guy is making art in prison and selling it on the talk. And so Dopey, I don't know if you know this, but amongst the Latino gangbangers, there's a lot of dopies. Do you know that,
What's
by
up,
the way?
Dopey?
There's
Yeah.
a lot of dopey.
Hey,
no,
Joker,
they're
Dopey,
gang
Sleepy,
names. Yeah,
you know what I'm
Sleepy,
saying, dog?
Dopey. So this one's really popular. I thought it was really, shit, to pull that off in prison, I don't know how he's doing it.
Yeah, he's a savvy guy.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of very
Talk
good
about
prison
hanging on
artwork.
for dear life.
Hold on, watch this one. You're going to shit. Watch this. It's
The guy in the
terrible.
plaid shirt and white helmet realized a second after takeoff from a 4,000-foot mountaintop that he was not attached to the hang glider. The pilot apparently forgot to hook him up. The tourist from Florida hangs onto the bar with one hand and the pilot with his other hand. The pilot does his best to steer with one arm while grasping onto his passenger with the other.
I was just trying to stay calm, just trying to hold on for dear life.
The danger was real. Imagine falling from this height.
Yeah, he wouldn't
I
have
looked down
been okay.
once, and I thought to myself, this is it. I'm going to fall to my death. I'm a goner.
Both men are struggling. The tourist, Chris Gursky, goes from clinging to the pilot around his shoulders to barely hanging on to his leg.
I didn't have much grip left to me at all. My hand was opening. I was slipping. I had his pant leg.
sweating.
That was about it.
After 2 minutes and 14 seconds, they got close enough to Earth that Gursky let go. He hit the ground hard and broke his wrist. He also tore his bicep from holding on with such a tight grip for all that time. An eternity when you think you're going to plummet to your death. The auto parts manager is now back home near Tampa, but he will never forget that terrifying ride.
Yeah, of course not. What a dumb way to wrap up the story. And he'll never forget the day he almost died. I know.
That's what you write someone's yearbook.
Fucking A.
Never forget. This is not the right collection of words about almost dying.
I mean, it's almost like he should have been like, yeah, and he'll probably forget the day that he almost did this.
I'll never forget is the laziest writing. in the
So
world.
lazy.
But it also seems like, isn't to hold on to something like that, that's
His
almost
grip must
impossible,
have
right?
been-
Like you have to
oh.
be extremely strong to do that.
Yeah, I mean, his grip must have just, like you say, he tore his bicep from the grip.
But imagine
so.
the panic, the adrenaline. I'd be
So
like,
it's all
I'm
adrenaline,
And it's
fucking
right
holding
away
on.
too, right away. And you know, if you're
Right
the pilot,
away.
you're like, "Fuck, I didn't strap him in." Like he's in a different type of panic.
Oh,
you know,
my
because he's
God.
thinking like, I'm gonna be culpable in killing somebody right here.
What
Like,
happens to that other dude? I wonder. Yeah, like that's crazy.
He gets back
So it's
into,
his
like-
fault for not.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah, he should have strapped
the
him to him.
pilot, I'm sure, is like, you know, here's where he had a brain lapse, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah, this
Oh
guy's
my God.
definitely gonna
I,
fall.
Like, do you even need a license to hang glide, or can any idiot just
I think you can probably just
do it?
Yeah.
This is why I don't do this shit. Like,
I don't do anything like
in
this.
other countries when they're like, or anywhere really, like, hey, strap yourself to another dude. Fuck you.
Have you guys ever done
Parasailing?
that skydiving?
No,
Like,
I have
don't take
on
like
road
very
rules,
many
yeah.
physical risks. What?
I did on a television show once, but it was a TV show, so I oddly felt safe doing anything, even though no. But I skydived once, but that was it. But tandem, so I was on somebody's back.
Were you scared?
I was shitting my brains out. Yeah.
Was it?
I was
what did it
absolutely
feel
terrified.
like? Was it satisfying? Was
No,
it,
I hate it, and I hate that I did it, and I wish I didn't get pressured into doing it. I'll never do it again.
We were just.
Stupid.
I was just in Abu Dhabi, and we got to drive Formula 3 cars on the track.
Ooh, that's
and
fun.
it was very fun. And then one of my friends, Jeff Tate, was like, he sits through they give you like a briefing before.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'm not doing this, and we're like, no. He's like, zero desire. So we're like, okay. So the rest of us are doing it, and then I see him like putting on the helmet and everything. And we're like, what are you doing? One of the drivers is going to take him for a ride in a 2-seater, and so I'm standing back. I see them pull away, and I'm like, he wanted to do that, and they're like, I think so. I'm like, you think so? So I see the pro driver driving him. I mean, he's just like mobbing down this track, and he gets back, and I'm like, how was it? He goes, I hated it. That was the worst thing I've ever fucking.
Why
it was
did I do that?
horrible. Yeah, he hated it
but I'm
so
an
much.
idiot. I also got a tattoo that I didn't want to get because of peer pressure
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
same show on Road Rules. They're like, we're all getting tattoos. I'm like, guess I'll get one.
Dumb idea.
Get
What
this
did you
laser
get?
off.
It says dumb pig.
Fucking-
It's a snout on the back.
Snout
It's
is
a
really
cum.
funny.
Yeah.
Cum splat.
Yeah.
No, it's a fucking dumb dragon. I'm having it lasered off, which, as I knew I would when I turned 40. Like,
Yeah, you keep
fucking
saying
dumb.
that, but I don't think you're having it lasered off.
I did it. I did it once already.
Yeah, but you got to go like 9 more
Yeah,
times.
I don't want to go back.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
staying.
so
It's
painful.
staying.
Really painful.
It feels like hot bacon grease. Like they pour it on you, and no, it sucks, dude. It sucks.
To get the cover up.
Can't you take something? Can't you take get drunk, or can't you take like?
I don't know.
This is
I know
like
you're
the dumbest
saying.
as I'm saying. I'm like, you're not going to add
Well,
anything.
why
to
can't they numb? I'm like numb.
Yeah, there's got to be a way around pain in this day and age. Like, you
I-
shouldn't be in violent pain to have a tattoo removed. Like,
You are, though.
You can like buy like a brand new face now. They should
I
figure
know.
that shit out. Yeah,
Rachel, believe me, and until they've mastered that technology, I will just have a dumb gay dragon on my back because I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I got to wrap.
you gotta take a shit.
You can see Big Guy, Rachel's special, out on Netflix. You also get tickets to see her at rachelfeinstein.com. Rachel, thank you for coming today.
Thank you,
Thank you, guys.
Rachel.
Thank
So
you for
fun.
having me.
It
That
was
was so
great.
fun.
Thanks so much.
Bye,
Bye,
Mama.
guys.
Good morning, Julia. It's me, Joe. Just wanted to say hi. You were so beautiful. Good morning, Julia. It's me, Joe. Mwah. I hope this video doesn't scare you. Good morning, Julia. It's me, Joe. Good morning, Julia. It's me, Joe. I will love you like you've never been loved before. Good morning, Julia. It's me, Joe. It's been sitting in my mind when you said to me you want to go back with your ex-boyfriend. After you experienced me, you won't even know who your ex-boyfriend is. Please erase him from your memory. Don't ever go back in the past. I could see me falling in love with you. Let's go full throttle. Full throttle. Full throttle. I like that. I like that. Full throttle. Good morning, Julia. I really like that. Good morning, Julia. Full throttle. Good morning, Julia. It's me, Joe. Ciao, baby.
You just watched your mom's house. Did you like it? Then watch another one. Watch our clips. I don't know. Check it out. Try it out. If you didn't like it, look for other stuff. Maybe in the next video there's people getting hurt the way you like, or maybe gay dudes talking about dick stuff. I don't know. Try it out. Maybe there's always something for everybody. Just look in these cubes, squares, whatever.